Thomas, it's up for grabs now. Thomas, right at the end.
And it's Tony Adams put through by Steve Ball. Would you believe it? Welter! Patrick Vieira is in for Arsenal and sweeps it home. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. He tripped it away from Carr. Henry!
And it's Arsenal! Arsenal FC! With my fervency!
It's time to go.
Yes, and good morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. Hope you all enjoyed the football last night. I know there's a few Manchester United fans that'll be happy in the chat, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's a couple of Spurs fans that'll be happy with their performances last night. And you know what? I'm not going to be too downhearted about Arsenal last night. I mean, there's a lot of people not happy with the game last night, what happened in the game. But let's look at it this way. How can I put it? You have to excuse me, I'm still not recovering. How can I put it yesterday? Did we really expect the same sort of performance that we had against Leeds? No, of course not. Leeds are open. They're an open team. Benfica are not going to come with the same attitude as Leeds. And as you can see with their stats, they're a very defensive team. We had the chances last night. We didn't take them. Our approach play was okay. We had the chances. We didn't take them. And our top striker, who was brilliant on Sunday, had a poor game. And he missed 3 golden chances. And other than that, we gave the penalty. Maybe you could say was a bit harsh, but under the new rules, it's a penalty, no doubt about it. Which is unfortunate for Smith Rowe. He didn't have a bad game. I think he needs a rest, though. I do think he does need a rest now, and possibly on Sunday. But overall, we're still in a good position. Then they don't really show much threat going forward, and they need to come out in the second leg because they haven't. Because of the we got away goal, they have to score. So if they don't score, they will be out anyway. So yeah, I think it's. I will be throwing the lines open. I will be throwing it open. I'm going to put in the mid soon. I'm going to put that in the chat soon. I will put that in the chat soon, and you can have your say as well. If you want to have your say, come on a couple of minutes, have your say. Tell us what you think of the performance last night. And if you're a Manchester United fan, let's hear about Manchester United's performance. Another good performance, 4 goals against Real Sociedad, who are not a bad side, by the way. They put them away easy. Tottenham, I think they had a bit of a pub team they played last night. I think let's face it. I think they were playing a pub side, so that wasn't too great. It was great, but for them. But it wasn't. You can't really take too much into it. But at the end of the day, they both, I think, through to the next round. Yeah. So I'll put the thing in the chat now. Let me get that in the chat, and there we go. So look, here we go. There it is. It's in the chat now. Look. There you go. Anyway, you have to excuse me. Let's see, it's still not 100% at the moment, unfortunately. And there we go. Let's have a look at what you've got to say here. There's a few of you in here. Good morning, Connor. Good win the other night against Brentford. Well done, mate. I didn't expect that result, but must have been a good performance. Hello, Arsenal Manic. And Connor's already on the line. I'll get you on in a minute, Connor. I'll get you on in a minute. Good Unai Emery. Good win for you last night, Unai. Steve David. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Anyway, and hope you're all. And good morning. What's that? Mrs. Mrs. Sitters after sitters. Yeah, Omar. Yeah, we did miss a lot of good chances last night. But also, having said all that, I thought the Odegaard's pass for Cedric to set up the equaliser was sublime. I thought that was top class. Right, I'm gonna have two of you on here now. 1 minute. I'm just gonna get you both on 1 minute, and there we go. Let's have a look. Good morning, boys. Starting with you, Connor. What did you watch the game last night at all?
Yeah, I watched it, and I wasn't impressed by Arsenal. I thought it'd be a close game, but Arsenal. I was actually first shocked at the team he picked. I would have thought he'd gone for a different team. I think you got Man City on the weekend, and well, you might not be doing anything in the league, but I'd rather, compete against Man City. And look, you have Pepe and Martinelli on the bench. I don't know why he's not playing them. I just don't understand. And he wonders why these players get injured. And Smith Rowe, he looks out of his, well, not out of his depth, but he's not playing the right position. He's tired and he makes mistakes. And it's
I think he fell in the trap. I think he fell in the trap. We had a really good win. He thought give these players another go because it was a great performance against Leeds. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is it's horses for courses for me. And Leeds Benfica was not going to be like Leeds, open as Leeds were last week. Leeds are big at just throw everything forward, and they give you those chances. And and maybe he fell for that. But having said all that, I'm not going to. Our approach play was okay. I just think we didn't finish our chances, and the man who did score a hat trick on Sunday didn't put his chances away. So, I can't complain. Maybe he should have brought on Pepe. Maybe he should have played Pepe last night rather than. But then again, how can you drop Aubameyang when he's just scored a hat trick? It's difficult. And he's just about getting back his form. But last night, I don't know what's happened last night. It was one of them nights that you didn't expect him, because especially after Sunday, you'd expect him to move on from Sunday and get more and more confident. But it looks like he didn't have a good night at all. But then I think you can give him that night. Give him that. How can I say it? You can forgive him for that on the other night. But listen, our approach play was good. Odegaard, I don't know how you say his name. Everyone pronounces it different. I thought done all right, and I thought his pass for Cedric was sublime, and then the goal was a really good goal, and. And I think we're in a good position because Benfica are not, to be honest with you, they didn't look as if they're very good defensively, as you can see, because they don't concede many goals, do they? They've only conceded 16 goals in the Portuguese league, and but their threat up front going forward is not that much, and they have to come out. They have to score in the second leg. Because they will be considered as the away team, and if they don't get that away goal, they're out. So Arsenal will have more chances to put this tie to bed on at the Emirates next week. Have we got how are you, mate? How are you, mate?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. How you feeling, mate?
I've got this coughing back again. I thought it was getting better, but it's coming back again. So I don't know whether I can stay on too long today, because it's just the coughing is coming really back now. So I don't know. I thought it was getting better, but I don't know what's going on. I'll have to go and see the doctor again, I think. What did you, Manchester United done okay, didn't they?
Yeah, they did actually. You know what? They actually did okay. And like you said, Claude, Sociedad, they're not a bad team. I actually think they're well structured. They go forward pretty well. They defend pretty well. But yesterday, I just think I just think we took our chances and they didn't. I think that's simple as. I don't think they had a horrible game. I just think the scoreline just proves that we were more dominant and we took our chances. They had chances, they did, but obviously we got exposed a few times. It was always Eric Bailly by himself running back to stop an attack, and he did that pretty well yesterday. I think he's definitely one of our best players. They had chances to score, like I said, but they didn't take them. We did. And, you know, we got 4 goals out of it. Bruno with 2, and then Rashford. Great pass from Fred to get the assist on that. And then Dan James. Dan James got an assist and a goal yesterday. Brilliant game from him. He was my man of the match.
Yeah, he has. I can't believe the influence he's had on the team since he's come in. Bruno Fernandes, I think, as old Kenny would say, it's Bruno Fernandes.
It actually is. I think it actually is.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, and he's made such a big influence, and I think a lot of them games could have gone where you. I don't think you're doing well, but I think a lot of games he's actually swung it your way where it could have gone the other way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and there's definitely been games where yeah, like you said, like he's really helped us. I think his presence is always there when he's actually in the team. I think this season has definitely been a massive upgrade from last season, especially since it's just been half and half. Came in the later stages of last season, and we've actually seen wins. We've actually seen quite a few wins with him out of the team, which is a lot of surprise to some fans. But like I said, he's not set to play every game, but he's set to play most. So when he does play, you just got to count on lucky stars that he does something, because it's just like some players like Rashford, Martial recently has been awful, and when he hasn't been there to net in the back of the net, Bruno's been the one to do that. And I think we definitely would have lost 1-0 against West Brom if Bruno didn't score. And it's just a sad sight to say that Bruno is our saviour in some games.
Yeah. Did you watch the Arsenal game, by the way?
I did as well. I had it on. I had it on in the background. It's just I don't know what was going on yesterday. Your midfield was so bland. I actually expected them to actually push it.
I think the approach play. We missed chances. If you put those chances away, the chances of, no one would be complaining this morning. No one would be complaining at all. And I don't think it's the approach play. I think it's the chances we missed as well. I mean, I think Smith throw off. He was all right, but he looks like he's tiring to me. He looks like he needs a rest.
He needs a rest.
And I think that I think he should. Maybe we've got Man City. There's got a bit of a dilemma because you've got to have your best players out for Man City, or it can be embarrassing. But I don't know. They'll have to make a decision on that. But I think, I like the new guy. I think he's okay. Odegaard, I think he's showing good signs. I don't think he's fully fit yet, but once he gets fully fit, but then again, I think if he does keep playing well like he is and gets better and better, his price tag is going to be quite high from Real Madrid at the end of the season. Blind Gooner, good morning, Blind Gooner. Hope you're well, mate. He says, hope you're well. Thank you, mate. Hope you're well, mate, too. And I don't like what Facebook done to you yesterday. I think that's ridiculous. I hope you can get that sorted, mate. But excuse me, you have to excuse me, everyone. Right. While you boys are here, I mean, I'm going to do the ratings. I wonder if you're going to agree with me on this on the game. And I'm going to go through every player now and do the ratings. And starting with Leno in goal, didn't have much to do last night. Starting with Leno in goal. What's happening here? Didn't have much to do last night. Starting with Leno in goal. What's happening here? Didn't have much to do last night. Right, hold on. Starting with Leno in goal. What's happening here? Didn't have much to do last night. Right, hold on.
Oh, I love Claude's voice, but I don't like it repeating itself.
Oh god, how have QPR been doing recently, Connor?
Good, actually. Five wins and 6. We beat Brentford on Wednesday. We beat Watford the other week. Really improving. Charlie Austin's just lit up our team. It's good to have him back. And we're the second best informed team in the Championship so far this year. Before January, we hadn't won in 14 games. So it shows what one player, like Bruno, for example, can do to a team. And
Yeah.
I'm delighted. We're getting better and better, but we've got Bournemouth tomorrow, so a harder game. But
I don't know what happened there, boys. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
mate.
That's weird. That is weird. Dear, sorry about that, everyone. This is it. This is what happens when you do things live. Right, I was going to go about Leno in goal last night. First of all, I thought, okay, he made one brilliant save as well. I'm going to give him a 6. What would you have given Leno? I mean, last night, boys. Would you have a rating for him?
I think he didn't. I mean, he made a good save, like you said, but he didn't have a lot to do. And I think, when called upon, he did what he had to do. So an average score of 6 because he didn't really get troubled that much. But again, I know Ads pointed out on Steven's stream this morning about his distribution. That's the letdown. I'm sure Ads will go into that.
I think, boys. You know what I'm gonna say? I'll say a 6 because, like you said, good save, but his distribution is awful. I'm sorry, it really is bad. And if he could actually fix that, then I think maybe he'd get a little bit more respect from rivals and an actual fan base, because that's just his biggest problem. But when it comes to actually making saves and being brave, I think he ticks all the boxes in that department. So, and he did that yesterday, so I'll give him a 6.
I think it's a 6. He didn't have much to do either, did he? I mean, I thought Hector Bellerin. I'm going to give Hector Bellerin a 6. I'm not his biggest fan, by the way, but I thought I think he made some great runs last night. He was getting should have had an assist, of course, for Aubameyang, which that was a brilliant thing. But I thought I'm going to give him a 7 now. I thought he had a good game last night, and I'm not his biggest fan, by the way. So that's coming from me.
I actually I'm going to give him an 8. I thought him and Cedric was the best players on the pitch last night. I thought people have been complaining for a long time that he doesn't get forward and he doesn't get crosses into the box. He's doing that now. Defensively, he's not amazing, but like I made a point earlier about Trent. Trent ain't amazing defensively, because he's normally got the defenders to bail him out. But it's really good to see from Bellerin. He is really taking the sort of attacking role and running with it, quite literally. So, I'd say an 8. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. I'll back that. I'll say an 8. Connor, it's completely true. I don't think he is great defensively. Same with Trent, and people forget this. It's just how it goes these days as well, because everyone can blame the manager and say that they need to really learn defensive, obviously defensive tactics and stuff like that when you're a wing back. But he's doing a job right now. He's had a decent season. I don't think he's had a horrible season. I don't think it's been a great one either. So it's actually been decent. And yesterday, he did what I expected him to do. He actually overachieved for me, because usually all he does is just sit there, make a mistake, and then actually get back into the game. But yesterday, I think he's about in the game for about 94%, put a really good effort in. So I'll give him an 8.
Right, David Luiz. He was composed, but there's another one. I don't think he was given much threat from their strikers last night. So I'm just going to give him a 6, but he was okay. How about you, boys?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think he when he had the ball, he made some good runs into midfield like he normally does, and he did what David Luiz what you expect from him. Not the mistakes part, but in terms of his passing and his distribution from the back, I thought it was superb. And like you said, he didn't have a lot to do. Yeah, so I think 6 a fair score for him.
Yeah, no, I'll give him a 6.5. I think, like you said, I think he just ticked all the boxes and did what he had to do. So I'll give him a 6.5.
Oh, what's it 6.5 now, eh?
Ooh, fancy.
I don't know. Gabriel as well. I mean, hardly had much to do as well, but I thought he's looking a bit more himself lately. I think he's gradually getting back to what he was. I mean, I think that COVID thing affected him really bad. I think like it does affect everyone, but it took him a while to get back. But he's now starting to play with a bit more confidence again, and I thought he was okay. But as again, I can only mark him as a 6 because he had nothing to do yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, he. I think sometimes he when they were coming inside, because their wingers tend to come inside, and he had a bit more to do. And I think he is faster than David Luiz, and I thought him and David Luiz had really good communication at the back as well. He's more composed. He looks, he does the job. He does the job, and I think again, you can't really give him a high score. You can't give him a low score. I think 6 is fair because he did what you expect him to do.
Yeah, no, about that, I'll say 6 because I understand. I think we all know that he's come into this team and being the best of a bad bunch. But when you have COVID-19 and you manage to actually put in a good shift consistently, I think he deserves a 6. So I think he did everything right yesterday. He didn't have much to do because the attackers they weren't really up for it yesterday, and obviously in Benfica they're not the best going forward. So he didn't really have much to do. But yeah, man, I'll give Gabriel a 6.
Yeah, I thought going on to Cedric. I thought in the midfield now. Going on to Cedric, I thought he defensively done his job. And going forward, excellent again. And the quality of the ball he put in for the equaliser was great as well. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he had a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was the best player on the pitch. I think what people forget is he's a right back who's been made into a left back, and he's just slotted into that role superbly. I mean, you mentioned that ball. I mean, it's fantastic, and it's good to see Tierney has someone to come up against now, because I know he's back in the team, Tierney, but if Cedric gets dropped on Sunday, I would be a bit upset because Cedric's been really good, and you picked the team on form, and there's question marks over Cedric coming in from Southampton, but I think he's been superb. I think fantastic help for Tierney, but now Tierney's got to earn his place himself. It's not just let Tierney come back in, but I think Cedric gets an 8. Superb.
Yeah, I'm going to say 8.5 because I've already given someone an 8. So I'll give him an 8.5 because this guy is so underrated. Like, his I see the ambition there. It's consistent ambition. It's not just switch off, switch on ambition. Because then he'll always be moving around when he doesn't need to. And I like that when it comes to wing backs or when you're in the midfield role. It's just he does it really, really well. And like you said, Connor, he's been really on good form recently. If he does get dropped, I understand why. But at the same time, I wouldn't because he's been on form. But, Cedric, he's just underrated and that's just how he's going to stay. But I think he was brilliant yesterday. So I'll give him an 8.5, my man of the match.
Yeah, Danny Ceballos divides opinion. He has... for me, hasn't done enough to warrant at the end of the season yet. Still hasn't done enough for warrant of what could say a permanent transfer in the summer, especially the price that they're asking. But yesterday, I thought he had a good game. Done his defensive side well, as I say. I thought. Alongside, I thought Jack, who we'll talk about in a minute, who I thought was very poor. But I'm gonna give him a 7.
Yeah, I mean Ceballos, I think he'll be better playing with Partey than he is with Xhaka. I think that because Partey brings the best out of the players around him, and I do think him and Xhaka, Ceballos and Xhaka, it's very dull in that midfield. I mean, I know you've got Odegaard now but I think you need a bit more creativity. And I don't think that partnership. I think the partnership makes ceballos look not as good as what he actually could be. You know, he did his job. It wasn't fantastic. I thought Xhaka was a lot worse than him, but I think a 5 or 6 is fair for me.
Yeah, you know what? This sounds deep, but I'm actually gonna give him a 5. And the reason I give him a 5 is because I actually set way higher standards for him. I actually do, because everyone says, you know, he's bad, you know, he's just there, you know. This is why he'll never be a confirmed deal for Arsenal. But I actually think he's a good player. I don't think he's as bad as people think he is. And yesterday he didn't have his best game, and he wasn't as worse. He wasn't as bad as Xhaka, who I really want to go in on once we rate him. But you know, he wasn't as bad as him, and you know, at least he was just moving around the pitch and just trying to find space just to block off any attack they were actually providing. But it wasn't many, so I can't give him more than a 5.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. We see it differently on him, don't we? But yeah, I can understand that. Granit Xhaka. Right, here we go now.
Yes.
I thought he had a good game against Leeds. Played really well. But yesterday he was absolutely shocking. And everything about him, he gives stupid free kicks away, plays hospital balls. I just don't know what to make of him, and I just don't know what he gives to the team. A lot of people say he gives. We don't give him enough credit and this and that. He divides. Let me put it this way: he certainly divides the fan base. The Arsenal fan base, that is. He definitely divides the Arsenal fan base. But I thought it was shocking yesterday, absolutely shocking. And I'm going to give him a 4.
Do you know?
I've been quiet, I think.
But before I say what I think about Xhaka in the game last night, my issue, and you hit the nail on the head, and this is why I love you so much, Claude, because you're real and you talk about your fan base a lot, and this is the issue that I have in your fan base. 1 week ago, Xhaka's amazing. You know, he's really turned the corner. All this stuff. And then everyone gets onto him after last night. There's no consistency in a fan base. You can't say, we got to give him a new contract and he's got to start every week and Arteta's changed him. And, you know, he has been pretty good in the last few games. But last night, there was that one ball across the box that he played just before the end of the first half. Stupid ball. He's one of the most experienced players on the pitch. And to play a ball like that and to potentially give, you know, and ceballos got back and defended. And it's just ridiculous. I don't understand the Xhaka anymore. I don't think he's not good enough. It's okay turning up for one game here and one game there, but Arsenal need consistency. He doesn't give that. He's not good anymore. You know, it's time to. I would just say cut your losses. I know you spent an awful amount of money for him. Cut your losses. Get rid of him. And I think I think you're being nice. I'm going to say 1. I think you're being nice, Claude.
Oh, I'm just being generous.
Xhaka, where do I start? You know what? I want to touch on what you said, Connor, because that's absolutely true. Same with you, Claude. The thing I have the problem I have with my fan base as well is McTominay and Fred, right? They'll have a great, for me, they've been 2 of our best players. I think they've been 2 of our best players this season and last season, right? They've really adapted as players. McTominay's bagging goals. Fred is doing okay now, currently, but at the start of the season he was doing brilliant. But yesterday, as soon as he got that mad assist, everyone's there saying, oh, yeah, you know, I told you Fred's elite. You know, his passing's actually good. He's this and that. All the haters go quiet. But when it's Arsenal, all the haters say, yeah, he's this and that. Then they switch. But with our fan base, they go quiet. And then they wait for him to play bad. But the problem with that is our fans are reactionary, just like yours. And that's just how it goes in football these days. I'm going to give, you know what? This might sound really, really bad, but yeah, I'm going to have to give him a 1 as well. It's just, it's not good enough. I just don't think he's Arsenal quality. I don't think he ever was. I think there is a player in him, but it's not going to be found at Arsenal, just like Jesse Lingard at Man United. It's just not going to be found, is it? So I'm going to give him a 1.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to watch it, and I don't know. Anyway, going on going on to Bukayo Saka. This is this boy's come a long way this season. Absolutely. I think he's got to be. I'm not picking him up too. I'm not going to go over the top, but I think he should be penciled in the England squad for the Euros already. I think he should be one of the first there. Such a talented kid. I think he's 19, 20. I think he's approaching 20, and he's scored again last night. I think he's got probably the highest amount of goals and assists this season for someone of his age. I think this season, and I thought he did miss a good chance as well. But I'm not gonna go hit him on that for that. I'm gonna give him an 8. I thought he was excellent last night. Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I think. All I'm going to say is that I think Saka's a superb young player. Arsenal really got a gem on their hands, but I think people are scared to criticise him. I think he got caught offside far too many times last night. There's still that sort of,
I think that's down to it's not. Listen, he's 19 years old, man. I think I think we can allow that now. I mean, he's not going to be perfect. Let's put it that way. But I can understand that. Yeah.
All I think is, you shouldn't be afraid to criticise him. He's playing for a top club at a top level, and there is pressure on him. And I know he is young, but sometimes you have to take a bit of that pressure. But he was good last night. He did score a good goal, and but I think there's still a lot of things in his game that he needs to work on.
I think that will come. I think that will come.
I suppose. But I think that I think seven's fair for Saka.
No, I'll back that actually. I think a lot of people actually are scared to criticise him, but this is why I kind of understand where Arsenal fans come from, because we have Greenwood at Man United, but no one's scared to criticise him. They'll give him frees if he doesn't score or do anything. This is the problem I have. But with Saka, people are too scared to criticise him. I'll criticise him. I will say exactly what you said, Connor. He was, always forever running offside when he had chances to actually watch the line and stay there for a bit and then make the run. But he didn't do that yesterday consistently. I think he had one close opportunity to actually score and get an assist, but he actually missed it and didn't actually take his chance. But, he's a kid at the end of the day, and this is Europa League level. You know what? I think I'll give him a 7. I think he played decently, but we've seen 8 games when he's got assists and goals, so I'll give him a 7.
Yeah. Martin Odegaard. Here's another one that I thought last night that pass he made to Cedric that led to the goal was sublime. Sublime pass. I thought his performance was okay. It wasn't. Totally, there's still things to come from him. I think there's still more to come from him. But I thought he was okay last night. I'm gonna give him a 7. I'm gonna give him a 7. But there was a lot of fans last night saying, and this is where our fan base goes a bit too far, going on about Mesut Ozil in his Real Madrid days and all this, and I think, here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's too early to make these to start saying these things. Let's get a run. Let's see a run of games, and then let's make a judgment. But I thought he was okay last night. I'm going to give him a 7.
I think he's what Arsenal needs in terms of that link between that midfield and attack. But I think at times I don't know, maybe it's part of the game plan. I think he drops far too deep. And I think that's maybe down to Xhaka and Ceballos not maybe being in the right positions at times. And I don't think when he drops back, I think he finds it difficult to sort of do what he has to do. He's that player that you need in and around that box. I wouldn't say he's a lazy player, but you get the ball to him outside the box, he'll play that that quick pass, or he'll get that shot off, and that's what you need. But I think it wasn't a fantastic performance. It wasn't a bad performance. It was a good performance. But and you touched on it brilliantly. For people who apparently hated Ozil and stuff like that, they're always quick to bring him up. Move on. He's gone now. Stop comparing him. let Odegaard be Odegaard.
I think they're comparing him to the Real Madrid days, not more. That's what they were comparing him to, not to these later Arsenal years. But I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, even then, let the player be himself. Don't put Ozil above his head, because that's not because he's different to Ozil. First he's different. Yes, I understand why the similarities are, but they are different players, and you need to let him get a run of games before you say, he does remind me of this. Just because you've seen him in 2 games doesn't mean, yeah, he's not like this and he's like that. That's the issue. But I think 6 is a fair score for him.
You go.
Yeah. You know what? I think the best thing about Odegaard's game is his ambition and his consistency. I mean, even when he was off the ball yesterday, he was trying to find space to just do something. And like you said, Claude, that one of the few passes before the actual goal from him were brilliant. So for that, one of his first games as well, in the Arsenal shirt. So I'll actually give him a 7.
Yeah. Emil Smith-Rowe, done okay. Gave away the penalty. Was you can say it's the new rule, isn't it? It's the new rule with this. If your hands are up in the air and it hits you, that's it. But I thought overall his performance was okay. I think there's signs that he's played. Maybe he needs a break, and it's not his fault. He's a young kid. Maybe he's a little bit burnt out. I don't know. It's just he needs maybe a break, possibly coming on Sunday. But we don't want to run him into the ground, and that's the problem. This is the problem at our club this season, where we're relying too much now. The young players are now covering up for the experienced players. It should be the other way round, but it's at this moment they're putting it all in, and it's time now that the experienced players come to the game as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give him a 6 from last night.
I think for Smith-Rowe, I said it before the Villa game. I said he needs to have a rest. You can't, young players, they will pick up injuries a lot more easier, and he's not even playing the right position as well. He's not supposed to play on the left. He's supposed to be a midfielder or plays on the right. And again, this is where I question Arteta. He's got Pepe, Willian, Martinelli on the bench, 3 actual wingers, and he still decides to play Smith-Rowe, who's tired and out of position. And I don't understand. And I think you could see in his game, he's sloppy. Not every pass was good, that penalty as well. You're right. It was a penalty. People saying, well, he was trying to jump. Well, your arms don't go up in the air like that when you jump. You just give yourself a bit of a lift. I just don't understand that. But I don't feel, I'm not going to blame him. I blame Arteta because Smith-Rowe shouldn't be playing. So probably got to give him a 6.
Yeah.
That's fair enough, though. That is fair enough because, like you said, Connor, this is where I just see the inexperience from Arteta. He had Pepe, who's actually been in a little bit of form, and Martinelli. So I don't get why he couldn't actually play an actual winger. But, it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. But his performance yesterday, it was okay. It wasn't great. We've seen a great performance from him, especially the Newcastle game, which I think is one of his best matches at Arsenal. That was more of an 8 and 9 game, but I can't give him more than a 5.5 yesterday. He made bad passes, made bad decisions, and obviously the penalty was obviously off his own hands. So I'll give him a 5.5.
Yeah, fair enough.
On to Aubameyang. Hold on. Excuse me. Right. On to Aubameyang. Well, I thought excellent on Sunday. Got back to he's got his mojo. He seemed to have got his mojo back on Sunday with that hat trick. Disappointing with the misses last night. His work rate was good. He just didn't put his chances away. So I wasn't going to be too harsh on him. I'm not going to be too harsh on him because he did put the effort in. He got into good positions, run the line really well, and So I'm going to give him I'm not going to go too harsh on him, but he is, at the end of the day, he is. That's what he's paid to do, to put the ball in the back of the net. And one of the misses yesterday was atrocious. I can't believe he put it. He didn't score. It was easier to score. It was easier to score than to, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I can't understand that what he was doing there. Maybe it was he thought the goalkeeper put him off the way the goalkeeper come out. I don't know, but that one in the first half was terrible miss. So I'm not going to be too harsh on him. I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think, again, and this goes to your fan base again, the ones putting the world-class label on him on Sunday. And he reminds me of Thierry Henry and all those types of people. Again, I don't understand, and I don't understand Arteta as well. 1 minute he's playing on the left, and 1 minute he's playing up front. Okay, like I go again. You've got all these players on the bench that could play, and if he's not good up front, which a lot of Arsenal fans don't think he is, don't put him up front. Rest him. He's only just come back, But I mean, yeah, you said if he scored that, it'll probably be, probably get a high rating. But again, I think you're getting paid what, 250, 300 grand a week. If you can't put those in the back of the net, it's okay scoring a hat trick on the weekend, but if you can't put those in the back of the net, I just, that's your job as a striker. Put the ball in the back of the net. Go eat your dinner, literally. So, but
yeah, I get you.
It's fair enough. And Aubameyang, I'll be as I'll be as simple as possible. I don't care if any Arsenal fans or any rivals disagree with this. It's just my opinion. I think he's not world class. I think he's top class, and he's inconsistent. And that's as simple as it is. I don't care if anyone thinks he is massively or majorly consistent. He is an inconsistent player, because no one does that, get labelled as world class, and then miss that clear cut opportunity to literally finish the game off. It was late. It was a late chance as well. So I don't know why he didn't take it, but he's inconsistent. And it's facts. It's not a matter of bad form. He's been this inconsistent since the end of last season. So I'm not going to say it anymore. He's inconsistent, and yesterday was a poor game for him. So I'll give him a 5.5.
Yeah. On to the subs now. First of all, Kieran Tierney, I'm glad to see he's back. This guy worries me with his injuries, though. Top player when he's playing, and don't get me wrong, but he seems to be getting a lot of injuries. But I think one thing he did get right, Arteta, like yesterday, one of the things he did get right yesterday was that he actually did well to keep him on the bench. We don't want to keep rushing him back, and then he gets an injury. So, but crossing could have been a lot better. I'm going to give him a 6 because he didn't get much time on the pitch, so it's very hard to rate him.
Tierney, I think it was just about getting minutes under the belt for him. You made a good point. I remember that when the first season he joined, he didn't actually play till November, I think, in his first season. I like Tierney. I don't know if he will start on Sunday. That's probably the big question. I think a lot of Arsenal fans will want him to start, but then you can't rush these players back in. They're flying back today, and not a lot of training and stuff that you can do. But I think, you can't really. I'll give him probably a solid 5 or 6 because he didn't really do that much, but he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. I hear that. You know what? I'll give him a 6, and the reason I'll give him a 6 is because he still tries to do something. Doesn't matter how long he has on the field, he still tries to do something. Goes forward well, and he's been doing that a lot. And you know what pisses me off as well? People say that Arteta's made him the player he is right now. Like, he wasn't going forward when past managers were there. He's always gone forward and tried to do something. The one thing that he's clearly been told to do is try to take shots on more and try get more balls into the box. And that's what he's been doing very well. And he didn't have the opportunity to do that yesterday. He only had a few minutes. So I'll give him a 6 because he still tries to do something even when he has a short amount of time.
Nicholas Pepe. Now this is that divides, and I'm going to be very supportive of this guy now. because I think this is the where I have beef with the manager on. He had 3 brilliant games, and suddenly he was dropped out of the team. Yeah, just to bring. Although he scored a hat trick, Aubameyang, just okay, but he was dropped out of the team after 3 good games, and it's 3 good games, and he had 1 poor performance, and he was then taken out completely. Yeah, that doesn't do a player's confidence any good, because to me, you've got to give players a run in the team. Yeah, you've got to give them a run, and he's hardly ever got a proper run since Arteta's here. I don't know whether he don't like him as a player, I don't know, but he don't get a proper run in the team. And yesterday he was on the bench, and he's come on in a game, a difficult game to come on into as well. So I'm not going to be too harsh on him. He couldn't really get into it too much. I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I think I think if he actually started him or Martinelli, this would have been a game really made for them, because, you know, Arsenal were playing quite a lot of long balls over the top, you know, Aubameyang and Saka, and, you know, or, you know, trying to play those, because the defense was extremely slow for Benfica, extremely slow. And I just feel sorry. I think Arteta's ruining him. You know, he's in 1 minute, out the next minute, and when he does get a bit of form, he gets dropped. And I don't understand. For a player who costs 70 million, you need to give him a consistent run of games. If you drop them, it's back to square one again. His confidence drops, you know. And again, I think that's
by the way, sorry to interrupt you. By the way, that's not really his fault. 70 million, and that was all to do with agents and people that are no longer at this football club. So they paid £20 million too much over the rate to get him. That was just to feed people's pockets. So let's.
Even for 50 million is a lot of money, you know. So it's. I really do feel for him, and I just sort of question what's next for Pepe. Does he leave at the end of the season? But then Arsenal are going to lose a lot of money, because they're not going to sell him for 20 million, are they? But then it's not fair keeping him on the bench. You know,
I don't think he's. I think, you know what, I'll say this right now. I think the best front line that Arsenal have, Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe. I don't know why your manager struggles to actually play them 3 in the same game. It's just so annoying sometimes. And all I hear is Arsenal fans saying, yeah, they're happy with the lineup. Of course they're happy with the lineup, because they're accepting mediocrity. And that's a fact. I don't care what anyone says. Some Arsenal fans accept mediocrity. And I watch you, Claude, and I watch Terry and Diesel. I know you guys sometimes are disappointed in the lineup, but there's nothing that you guys can really do. It's always going to be kind of iffy. It's always going to be iffy. It's always going to be shabby in a way, because, you know, you guys have mediocre players, and then you have good players, and then you have really, really bad players. So it's never a chain of great players in your team other than Saka, and he's a kid. So you're not going to play him consistently. But, you know, I think Pepe, I think there's a player in Pepe. I think we've seen that this season. He's definitely proven me wrong. I always used to say he was really bad, but I actually think he's a good player. I just don't think I think he lacks confidence. I think that's what it is, because sometimes he'll always run with the ball, drift forward, and then suddenly stop, make a pass. Why not just continue going forward, get an assist for yourself, man? I'm kind of disappointed with him, but, you know, he's only 26, so I think he has a long way to go in terms of, you know, what heights he can reach. But if he continues the form he's been on recently, then I don't see why the hate should continue. I think people should just give him a break. So yesterday, I think he was decent. I'll give him a 6.
I do think, no, it could turn out to be an Ozil situation, but the difference between him and Ozil, he will be involved in the team, because you won't be able just to leave Pepe out of the squad. I do think there is something going on. I don't know whether an argument's happened, or Arteta just don't like him, or doesn't suit his style of play. I don't know, but I've got a funny feeling that I think Arteta's a control freak. I really do think that the way he handled Guendouzi, the way he handled Ozil, even the way he handled Maitland-Niles, and obviously Maitland-Niles sorted himself out. I've got a funny feeling he's very strict and very, you know,
arrogant.
Yeah. That's what I feel like Arteta is, and I think you see that as well. He keeps playing the same play. Xhaka, when will he ever drop Xhaka? Honestly.
Yeah. This is a problem. Same with Same with Willian. I mean, there's the same problem.
Exactly.
He's got this. He's even last night he had to give him a minute to please him. We'll go on to William in a minute. Gabriel Martinelli, I thought, yeah, done okay, but I think he's been out for a while now. He's been out with this injury. He's going to take time to get back. He sort of came on in a sort of a different role as well. It's hard. I'm going to give him a basic. I'm going to give him a 6 because I think it's harsh to really judge him because he didn't. He came on, as I say. No, I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say 5 only because I feel sorry for him again. He's not really getting the time that he probably deserves. I think he's still extremely young. You need to give him a consistent run of games. If you don't give him, even if he had played, the full game against Leeds, for example, and you dropped him for this game, okay, I can understand that. But he's not. He's another one. I question what Arteta wants to do with him. Again, it's like favourites. It's he picks the players that he thinks, oh yeah, they're going to make a difference. But then Martinelli will make a difference. Pepe will make a difference if you start them. Give him a consistent run of games. Don't just play Aubameyang again and again and again because he's your captain and he does score from this season. It hasn't been Aubameyang's season. And I do feel sorry for Martinelli, and I just it's not much he can do. I don't know what the next step is for him, and I hope he does play against Man City. I reckon he should play against Man City, but then again, Arteta will probably change formation, go defensive. Which wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, I think.
No, that's fair. I think Martinelli should play. But you know what I'm going to say, lads? And I know Claude especially is going to be disappointed with this. I think the lineup he's going to go with, the front line he's actually going to go with against Man City, will probably be either Martinelli and Saka, then Aubameyang, and then Willian. So either way, you have waste on the right-hand side again, and the ball suddenly always goes to the right-hand side. It never trails to the left. And that's what I've been noticing recently. Why are they being told to control it to the right? Is it because he wants Willian to feed off an assist? I know he has 2 assists at the start of his Arsenal career, but has he done anything recently? No, he hasn't, and I don't think he will either. I don't think Willian is a bad player. I just don't think he gives a shit, and he's not going to perform at Arsenal. So... No, it's just simple as just get rid of him, but he's not going to, and I think he'll be in the team against City.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. That wouldn't be surprised. But again, at the end of the day, the bigger game is Benfica rather than the City. In the league, we're not. We don't seem to have much to play about. I don't think we've got any chance of the top 4 anyway. So all our eggs are in the Europa League, really. So. As for Willian, I mean, I'm glad he only came on for 1 minute. That's 1 minute too much. So, 1 minute too much. You know what I mean? El Neni as well. They both come on in the last minute. Just a tactical thing, innit? Just to bring down the time. And if you look at the game, I thought in the last 15, 20 minutes, both teams seemed to just settle for the draw, didn't they? They just seemed to settle for let's take it to the next game.
It's boring though. It's boring though, Claude. Because look at your subs though, bro. Right, they're literally on the same level as your main starters. That's bad. Arsenal have got, and El Nini. Like, what does this? Why is this guy still in your team? Why is he even still being thought about being brought in? This guy is not good enough. I've seen better things in the bottom of my shoe than this guy. He's atrocious. He only performs against us, and he still puts in a 6 rating game. This is how bad he is. People compare him to McTominay and Fred. I'm kind of like, what are you talking about? He's not good enough. Would you take him at QPR? Connor?
Well, only if it was he would play for nothing. I wouldn't pay him anything. I wouldn't pay him my pocket money. I wouldn't even do that. I mean, I wouldn't even.
I'm going to take this guy off the chat because he's spamming this bloody chat. I'm putting him on timeout there.
Some people actually have. They send the comments about we should focus on Europa. The only issue with that is I think there's still a lot of stronger teams than Arsenal in that Europa League. You look at United, you look at Spurs, you look at Leicester, you look at Bayer Leverkusen. Even, I'm going to say it, I think Rangers could do a job. Rangers actually beat Benfica, and if Arsenal can't beat Benfica, and Rangers can, I mean, what does that tell you? And I know some crap team from, I don't know if it was Russia or something like that, even beat Benfica. So I just, I don't know whether, because even if you want to get into Europe next year, I mean, you can't do it via the FA Cup because you're out. You can't, Premier League, I mean, it's tight. You still got a chance. If Arsenal pull their finger out, they might. But then again, Europa League isn't guaranteed. I mean, you know, that's still up in the air with the amount of other good teams in it. So, and AC Milan, so they're in it as well. I wouldn't put my morals just on Europa League.
It just leaves the manager now. I'm gonna. I thought it's. I don't know what to rate the manager. I thought. I can't actually. I'm not going to give him. I'm not going to be too harsh on him actually, because I don't think it's. He put. You could say he didn't do nothing wrong with the team selection. For me, I mean, he put the team out to win. It's not his fault that Aubameyang misses them golden chances, does it? You know what I'm saying? That would have given us the win. As I say, I thought our approach play was okay. It's just if Aubameyang puts them chances away, we've got 1 foot already in the next round. So I'm not going to fall. I'm going to just say a basic. I'm going to say a 6 for him. Although I did. Yeah, I'm going to say 6. No, I'm going to say 6 out of 10 for me.
Arteta. I mean, I have to say, I like Arteta a bit more than I used to, only because I think what I don't understand is that first half against Leeds, that was one of the best first halves I've seen. But why haven't Arsenal done that before? Why do they? Okay, let's go out against Leeds. Come on, let's actually give it to them. Let's press. Let's let them make a mistake. Arsenal haven't done that before, and it's taken till February to do that. Yeah. What in Arteta's mind has changed that? I think he is a young coach, but that isn't an excuse. It's a big job, and if you're going to make mistakes, whether you're young or old, that ain't going to cut it. That ain't going to get you a trophy. That ain't going to get you top 4. But going off last night, I think Arsenal weren't bad, but I think they were quite negative, to be honest. I think there was when I look at those plays, Xhaka, ceballos, backwards, sideways. That's your midfield, backwards, sideways. Who wants to create something? That's what I said about Odegaard dropping back, because I think that's probably why as well. He had to try and make something happen by dropping deep, picking up the ball. Okay, let's play that ball out wide, or try and get the fullbacks up. I don't understand. Arsenal are hot and cold.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, Connor. You know what, you guys, Connor, I know you like him more than you used to, but to be honest with you, I actually dislike him more than I used to, because this guy is just so arrogant and so he plays the big one all the time on the field. He's always there shouting at his players when they're on the move, and then acting like he can just make up bullshit excuses in the press conferences. You don't see that from you see it from Jose, you see it from Klopp, but he's not Klopp, he's not Jose, and this guy is capable of winning things. If he actually had a brain, he'd see what players are working well and what aren't, what ones aren't. And this is why I have no respect for him. You win an FA Cup, a major trophy in football, and then you just send it all to shit, bringing in dead players and utilizing and trying to utilize them. Like Willian is not. He can't be utilized anymore. This is his limit. This is the highest he'll ever go. Right, the highest he'll ever go is running up the field and just stopping there. That's the highest he'll ever go. He will never reach any other. Will never reach any other lengths. That's how bad he is at Arsenal. He brought in Partey, fair enough, good signing. I know Claude had a dance when he actually got signed. It's just it's embarrassing.
Don't put me in that bracket, mate. I wasn't dancing on. No. Don't put me in that bracket. What, you ran the Emirates? Are you joking me? No. No, don't get me wrong. I love the signing. He's another one that worries me though, because since he's come here, Atletico Madrid, he hardly had an injury. Come here and he's injured every 5 minutes. It's a fact. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's the English game. because we play at a quicker pace? No. It's just he seems to be picking up injuries all the time. And although I think Arteta was out of order at that time, what was it? He played him against Spurs when he wasn't even fit. That was ridiculous. You know, that's poor. And this is where I've got with Arteta, is that why I didn't want him in the first place, because this is a big, massive job, and it shouldn't be given to a man that's got no experience. You know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ollie, but at least he had that little bit of experience before he got the job. I do believe, and I'm talking about Man United now, with the players that they got, if they had a better coach, they'd be a lot further forward than they are. Here we go. It's not my day, is it, today? Hold on. I think people do it on purpose, you know what I mean? It's another one of these unknown callers. They do it on purpose to interrupt. Anyway, I think, I don't know if you agree with me, and you're a Man United fan. I think with if they had Pochettino in charge, I think United would be challenging for the title. This is how I see it.
I was, that's not a bad call. But the problem I have is Man United fans forever sniffing Poch's ass when they see winning games at PSG. It pisses me off, man.
It might be Tracy, Claude. It might be
Yeah, we're not,
Tracy. I've heard about Tracy. What's all this about Tracy?
Someone put that in the chat today. Who's this Tracy?
Oh, God.
No. I'm not judging him on what he's doing at PSG. I'm judging him as overall what he's done in the. I think what he done at Spurs. I thought he was right. He didn't win a trophy, but he took them from one level to another, didn't he? Let's face it.
It was he was unlucky. He was unlucky, and sadly, he had to part ways. But at the same time, I think
he wasn't getting back. He wasn't getting back.
Exactly. He wasn't getting backed, and this is the point I'm trying to make as well. Ollie clearly didn't want Van der Beek. He clearly didn't want Ahmed, and I don't think he wanted Palestri. I think he brought these players in due to the board, and the reason why we brought in Van der Beek, like Kesh said when you guys were on the terrace together, is because we weren't going to pay 80 million for Grealish. We were going to pay 80 million for Grealish, and it's just never going to happen. But boys, I've got to go because I have work.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, okay.
Thanks for letting me on, Claude. Appreciate it, mate.
A pleasure, mate. A pleasure, mate. And I hope you have me on one of your channels one day, on one of your shows one day. Yeah.
Definitely will. Connor, big up to yourself as well, bro. Take care, yeah?
And say hello to Jem for me, yeah? All right.
I will.
All right. Take care, mate. Right, I'm going to, we've come up to an hour now, over an hour, so I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all in the chat. 1 minute, what's this to say? I can just write a few messages. Did you change your number? Hope you... No, because I changed my number, then I've got... yeah, maybe I should, but there's a lot of complications to changing numbers as well. But anyway, which I can't go into at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, Connor, thank you for joining us, mate.
You too.
And what are you up to now? What are you up to? QPR got on the weekend then? You're muted. I think you've muted yourself, mate. Who have QPR got this weekend? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? No. I don't know what's happened there. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Sorry, someone's put sorry will come and transform Man United. I don't know about that one, mate. Yeah, see, this is the problem. There's so many people doing these silly calls now. I got one at 3:00 this morning. You know, it's ridiculous. It's just getting a bit stupid now. Yeah, well, thank you, everyone. Anyway, thank you for coming in the chat. Looking forward to the weekend. Big game on Sunday, Manchester City. Oh, I just got a feeling about Man City said that we'll raise our game, and I think we might get something a good result Sunday. Who knows? Maybe I'm too optimistic. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Speak to you soon. Yeah. Bye for now.